What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is La, and today we're going to look at this little Fred Again bass from a track called Danielle. Smile on My Face, I think it's called. So yeah, here's a little remake. Yeah, so there it is. This is the sound that we're going to be remaking. Okay, so I'll show you the MIDI first before we dive in. And I just want to show you this swing as well, because I've applied some swing to it, which is pretty important. I think in the original, there's quite a bit of swing on it. I actually tried to extract that swing, which you can do here by right-clicking and then going extract groove. I tried to do that, but it didn't really work. It was too off. But yeah, it's important to have that swing on this bass line because it's not very straight. It's very groovy. So this is the MIDI that we have going on. And we're essentially just playing these Fs in octaves. So we have F and then the F, the octave above. And then we're playing the further octave above on the F3 here, just every now and again. And then just a few little notes in between just to mix it up. Now on the second half, on the second four, we're going down to the D and essentially doing the same thing. So just the D here, then the D above on the octave, and then the D up here every now and again. And that's it for the MIDI. Very, very simple. All right, so let's make the sound from scratch in Serum. So I've just duplicated the Serum channel here with the MIDI on here. I've got the processing on, but I've just turned it off. So we're just listening to the raw sawtooth. So that's all that we have going on right now. So there is a good place that you can start with this, which is this melodic techno pack from Production Music Live. And it was this preset called BS Roll. This is actually where I started. Just it has similar envelopes to what you need. Just need to change the octaves around and things like that. But I can actually show you how to make this all from scratch. It's pretty simple sound. All we need is this one sawtooth. You can change this to something a little bit more rounded, which is just going to make it a little bit more smooth. But we still want to bring it over pretty far over. So it's almost like a normal sawtooth, but it has a little bit of rounding to it. And what we want to do is just filter this. Put it on a strong filter. Bring this down. Got a little bit of drive, bit of fat. Bring it down an octave. Yeah, nice. And what we want to do is for envelope 1, which is the amp envelope, we're just going to bring this down a little bit. Add a little bit of bite to it, a little bit less release. Ooh, a little bit. We don't want any clicking. A little bit's actually all right. It's actually helping with the transient. I just want to copy this the same as the original, as the envelopes are very important for the sound. Needs to be pretty much exactly the same. It's quite hard to remember all of the little details. But yeah, so envelope 1, we're going to have 0 attack. We have the decay around halfway, maybe a little bit less, something like that. The sustain, I have it about right. And then we got this at like 3 point. Yeah, it's about the same. So yeah, the amp envelope is all good. What's important is this second envelope here, so envelope 2. We want this to be quite plucky and short. I think I brought this down a little bit as well. So what do we have? We have the sustain at 20%, and we have this at 3 point something, 368. You just type this in. Release is at 170, and the attack, we can leave it there, 1.7. So now we need to add this 2 things. So we're going to add it to 3 things. Add it to the cutoff filter. It's a little bit loud, just bring it down a bit. I think I have a bit too much drive. Yeah, I do. And you can hear there that it's pretty much there, right? And I just did a few little extra things just for mixing purposes. So I added a sub, but I put it on direct out. With this, we need to put it down an octave. And we're also going to bring the sub in with this plucky envelope. So it's kind of like a stabby plug. Stabby sub. I think I said stabby pug. Yeah, so we want to do this. So we're going to add in this short envelope onto the sub oscillator. And then we can also actually add that onto this oscillator A as well, which is just going to help to add a bit more punch. Something like that, maybe a little bit more. Okay, cool. So now we want to add a little bit of width to the sound. Not much, but a little bit. So I use this hyper dimension thing. Bring down the mix on the hyper. We don't want that. We just want a little bit on this dimension thing. So you can hear that the size is way too big. It just sounds like it's in a huge room. I believe I had this pretty short. Yeah, around there. And even the mix is not that high. Just adds a little bit of stereo information, which is what we want. But we're not adding it to the sub, which is important. So the sub's going to stay nice and mono, but then the sawtooth is going to be have a little bit more width to it. We are going to take care of a little bit more mono compatibility in the processing, which I'm going to go into now, I think. Just have a quick listen to make sure that it's sounding similar. And we'll just compare. Where's the other one? Yeah, it's a little bit different. I believe it's this envelope. You hear that this makes a huge difference. There we go. Nice and bitey, a little bit more volume. It's important that you're getting that really nice plucky shape. But anyway, so let's go to the processing. And all that I've done, if we just turn it on, you'll hear the difference. It's a little bit more compressed. A little bit warmer as well because of the saturation. But then I'm also side chaining, which is very important. So we'll just go through this chain. I've got this utility which I'm using just for bass mono. So like I said before, we're just making sure that we're not having any side sub information by having this on. This saturator is just adding a little bit of warmth. I'll just do a little bit of before and after. So off. And then on. So the way I'm using it is just adding 6 or nearly 7 dBs of drive. You've got it on this soft sine, so it's like a soft kind of preset for the saturator. You can flick through them all and it will change it quite drastically, but this is quite a subtle one. And then we've got a little bit of the dry wet, so it's only at 34%. I'm not using it all the way over. I mean, it's just a bit too strong, so yeah, around there. Just adds a little bit of warmth, and then just make sure you adjust the volume for the amount of gain that you're adding. And then we also have this EQ8 too. This one here is not really doing much. But this EQ8 here is on mid-side mode. So if we just click onto the side, you can see here, you can see the side information. That's what this yellow section represents. So if I close this off, there won't be any side information. And there it's being added back in. But we don't want this really low information because that can create a bit of mud. Just a little bit of it here. And then we've got the side chain to the kick. Standard stuff. Let's have a listen with the kick. Not too heavy. As you can see here, the ratio is not all the way over and the threshold is not all the way down, but it's just a little bit of ducking for the kick. And then just a limiter here just to control the overall volume and to compress it slightly. Now have a little bit more volume. And there we go. Cool. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please let us know in the comments, leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of our content. If you want a quick link to a good preset to start with, as I said, it will be the new Melodic Techno preset pack through PML, which I'll link down below in the description. All right, guys, catch you in the next video.